Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of CSGO News. Going to be a great episode as always. I hope you all enjoy. Let's not waste any time. Let's get right into the news. First off, we do have a story coming from Shahzam and OpTic CSGO. As you guys know, OpTic CSGO did kind of remove Shahzam from the roster a few weeks ago. You know, kind of weird because he was their previous captain, their previous main opper, and now Shahzam is officially off the roster and replaced with a guy by the name of Oscar. That kind of rhymes. Otherwise known as Mixwell in-game, the 18-year-old from Spain, or 17 years old. He's super young, and really no one understood why exactly OpTic Shahzam was kicked, and there was a lot of speculation as to why that was, and so we have evidence coming out today and in the last few days actually on CSGO Reddit and all over HLTV.org that things were not as they seemed on the team. There was a lot of conflict on the team, especially between Shahzam and Rush and also Stanislaw. There was player conflict there. We also have some video clips here for all of you guys to show some evidence as well as to what Shahzam had to say on his stream a few days after he got kicked.
4 of my ex-teammates were very, very close friends. They played other games together, H1Z1, Rocket League, all this stuff, all night together. I just practiced with them. So we lost the minor. We were favorites to win. We lost the major qualifier to a team we never lost to before. We lost the Katowice qualifiers to Tempo Storm. We lost the Malmo qualifiers. That was the last one that we lost. And all those losses definitely impacted the morale of the team, I guess. Turns out my teammates asked Oscar from Hellraisers if he was interested to join our team after the Malmo qualifiers about a month ago, I guess. Before telling Hex, they told Hex after the fact.
So again, like I said before, the situation was nothing that we all, ensued at first, because when he first said this, everyone assumed it was an organization's kick. Hector probably did it. If you guys don't know who OpTic Hex is, very well-known YouTuber as well as the owner of OpTic Gaming. Very good guy, it seems like, especially after Shahzam had a lot to talk with him. Hector seemed like it actually was not his decision. Shahzam came out and said it was not Hector, it was not OpTic Gaming, it was actually a team decision. The team had actually gone behind his back. You guys heard that in the clips. The team had actually hired Oscar, told Oscar, hey, do you want to join OpTic Gaming, without ever informing Hector or Shahzam about that. So you do have to feel so bad for this guy. He seems like such a good personality guy, and it doesn't seem like he's done anything wrong yet that we have evidence of. So I do feel bad for Shahzam. And now to clarify more what he said, if you guys didn't catch that, there was a lot of OpTic Gaming losses going on. They lost a lot of qualifiers, and they lost a lot of tournaments, and had really only one win. And besides that, the team was just not going well morale-wise. Like I said, they had player conflict between Shahzam and Stanislaw and Rush, and all 4 of those guys, including Daps as well, not including Shahzam, of course, the other 4 guys, they were all friends before they actually joined OpTic. So Shahzam was always isolated, that one guy out, and the final straw was actually when it came to DreamHack Austin, the qualifier there. It was actually rumored that Daps, and at least it was the other 4, they had stayed up till 9 a.m. ESCA pugging in order to practice for the tournament. Well, it was not Shahzam. Shahzam was awake and ready to go to the tournament, but actually it was rumored that Daps, or one of the other 4, actually slept through the qualifier, and that's why OpTic Gaming never even showed up, and that was the last straw. So that's what we have right now, guys, on the OpTic Shahzam story. A really big story there, but even better in the news, here's our next story. We also had more important news coming out about OpTic Shahzam, I guess previous OpTic Shahzam. He is now possibly going to be part of Splyce. Now, he actually did play an ESCA pug with them last night versus Complexity Gaming in a best-of-3 series. They beat Complexity 2-0 quite convincingly, which is pretty good. You guys know Complexity is not one of those higher tier teams, but still a pretty average team. They actually had him stand in for a player by the name of Abe, and he possibly will be replacing him permanently, as tweeted out by Energy Silent. Now, I'm not really sure why Energy would know about this and Team Energy would know about this in general, but apparently, yes, OpTic Shahzam will now be Splyce Shahzam, which is not it doesn't roll off the tongue, like OpTic Shahzam sounds so cool, and then you have Splyce Shahzam. Also, in huge news in the CSGO community, we do have leaked evidence that the Eleague, the first televised league, apparently the first televised CSGO league that will also be on live stream 30 hours a week, but also be premiering in the first ever CSGO league to be aired on television sometime soon in the future, has actually offered their first invite to the Asian CSGO team of the Chinese region, and that will be first offered to Tyloo. As you guys know, there are only 6 teams that have actually been announced invited to the Eleague yet. The whole thing's coming together slowly but surely, and everyone's really excited for this. There's a lot of hype around this, and it continues to grow because Tyloo now offered an invite. Now, you guys know the first 6 teams were actually Mouse Sports, Gambit Gaming, Cloud9, Astralis, NIP, and CLG. So a nice even split between European teams and American teams, which is great to see, and also a nice balance of really high tier teams like Astralis, NIP, and then you also have Gambit Gaming, CLG, kind of those mid to lower level teams also competing together. And now Tyloo, the first Asian scene team scout, now breaking into the scene. So that's great to see. There's a lot of growth coming in the CSGO community, and again, I cannot stress this enough in my last few videos. It's great to see Tyloo and the CSGO community coming together and supporting that Asian scene of CSGO coming into the scene. So it's really good to see that, and I cannot wait for this whole Eleague thing. As you guys know, they partner with Warner Television, and so it should be aired sometime soon in the summer possibly, or within the next year, and I cannot wait to turn on my television and see CSGO gameplay. That'll be so awesome. So congrats to Tyloo, and again, this is just, nerd. I'm such a nerd for being so excited right now. And next in CSGO news, we have some news that's skeptical at best, and I know a lot of you guys are chipping away at me and saying, Jake, it's not really news if all you do is put your opinion on it. Now, I don't have too much evidence of this, guys, but I know a lot of you out there that watch these videos are Ex6tenz fans. The former G2 Kingwin captain and in-game leader, Ex6tenz, was kicked from G2 a long time ago, never made his statement, and neither did G2 as to why they kicked him. And so I've always been covering these stories, waiting for this kind of thing to be leaked, and apparently it is leaked that he will be joining the LDLC team to make a new organization CSGO team. As you guys know, the current MVS team, MBK, Happy, those guys, Kiyoshima, MBK, those three and more, the previous MVS team, they left the LDLC organization because they were not presented with good working conditions. They weren't paid very well, they weren't being supported very well by the LDLC organization, and so they split off to form Team MVS, the current Team MVS now, with Happy, Shocks, Kiyoshima, MVK, and Smiths, as you guys know them, performing quite well, obviously, in DreamHack Malmo. But now LDLC apparently is picking up a new CSGO team, and again, this information is kind of leaked and just rumored, but Ex6tenz is apparently on that squad with a bunch of former LDLC white and blue former players as well that will be combining to make a new team. So I thought I'd share that with all of you guys, but these names, I've never heard them before, so I do need to read them off as to who the team might be. So apparently the new LDLC, I don't know if it'll be a white or blue squad or just, a combination of both and just be straight up LDLC CSGO squad, will be comprised of Ex6tenz, Mattend, Tuwanu, Booley, and Alex. That is apparently leaked information. I'll show you guys his Twitter. Now, he said he would not reveal his sources, and again, it's just skepticism, guys, but I know a lot of you guys are Ex6tenz fans, so I wanted to share that with you, and I think it's definitely a possibility. There's definitely going to be some new organizations coming up in CSGO. It seems as if CSGO is a huge rising game, and everyone's trying to get a piece of that pie. Pie sounds really good. A nice piece of French silk pie. Oh my gosh, yes. And that's gonna be everything I have for the news today, guys. Thank you all so much for the great support. Honestly, I can't tell you guys enough how awesome it is to go on YouTube and reply to all of your guys' comments. So thank you so much for that. The great comments and the feedback and the ratings as well. I hope you guys all enjoyed this week of CSGO news. It's gonna be a big week of growth and some awesome stories coming out. I just have to time it right and make sure everything goes together well. Also, if you guys are content creators and want to provide me with gameplay like Tikra did here, thank you guys so much for that. I can't shout out everyone, but I'll make sure to leave links or at least, a little shout out in the description for those guys. If you want to provide me with HD or high quality gameplay, I would really enjoy that, so you guys can help me better these videos. And Tikra did this out of the kindness of his heart. I'm working with a few other people as well, so thank you guys ahead of time for doing that for me. I really do appreciate that, and it saves me a little bit of time, and my computer can't do that itself. So as always, live, love, laugh a lot. Remember, I like you. I'll see you in a couple days in another CSGO news video. Until then, goodbye. Okie dokie.